There we go. So I would like to welcome our favorite community minister, Reverend Bobby Kilgore, who's going to have a conversation about anger, disappointment, loss, and handling it spiritually and sacredly. Bobby, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So when I went to prepare this talk, I realized that there's a lot that can be said about each one of these topics. So I'm actually going to be doing a series of 3 talks of anger, depression, and loss, and handling it, using our spiritual tools to handle it. So today I'm going to talk about anger. Now, this is a topic not a lot of people like to talk about, because we're like, oh, we're Unitarian Universalists. Well, we still get angry. People cut us off in traffic, things happen. We still get angry. I get angry. But it's how we handle that anger and how we use our spiritual past and our belief systems that can aid us in the process of handling this anger. So anger, number one, has an emotional effect on us. It can also affect us physically. The hormones that are released cause us to actually lose brain cells. So talk about being blonde, you get angry, you can be more blonde. The prefrontal cortex and hippocampus areas in particular are responsible for decision making and memory forming. And so this explains why people are more prone to making very irrational decisions when angry or being hot-headed. Research has shown the continuous level of anger contributes to increased risk for heart attack and stroke. So being angry is not a good thing for us physically or emotionally, folks. If you have a weakened immune system, it makes it harder to fight infection. Heart disease connected to repressed anger or anger over something that happened in the past that you didn't let go of increases your level of anxiety, shortens your lifespan due to the impact on the body. So what can we do spiritually to help us when we're angry? First of all, and most importantly, all things pass. Your anger and whatever caused it is not forever. I was told a parable, and I've shared this parable with you in the past when I was young, that there were 3 wise men. And the king sent for these 3 wise men, and they were brought before him. And he said, I want you to present me with a present. And when I'm angry, it'll make me happy. And when I'm happy, it'll make me angry. Until you do so, you're to be held in a dungeon. So they locked him up. So they finally came up with the present, had the present made, sent word to the king that his present was ready. So they come before the king, and the spokesman of the group says, Your Highness, you challenged us to present you with a present that when you're happy, it would make you sad or angry. And when you're sad or angry, it would make you happy. And the king said, that is correct. Well, the footman came forward holding a pillow with a ring on it. Oh, the king was incensed. A ring? I have hundreds of rings. Why wouldn't another ring make a difference? Pardon me, Your Highness, said the spokesman. Would you please read the inscription? So he takes the ring, looks up at it, and says, This too shall pass. All things are transitory. All things pass. So relax. Don't let your anger overcome you. In today's language, it's called take a chill pill. Your chill is wonderful because your anger is fiery. That's why people get angry easily, and they're called hotheads. If there was such a thing as a chill pill, the world would be a much nicer place. So we have to emotionally take a chill pill. How in the world do we do this? How do we chill when we're angry and drive the anger away? Well, again, it will pass. But the thing is, what goes around comes around. Karma. The energy we put out comes back to us. So if we put happiness and wonderfulness out in the world, guess what comes back to us? But if we're angry and we put that anger out in the world, like somebody cut us off, and they're like, you son of a, guess what's going to come back to us? Especially if you're driving and angry, you're more likely to get into an accident. So just what I do, if I get cut off, may karma bless you sevenfold with what you just did to me. Karma. I love karma. So I'm sure you don't want to deal with bad karma. So be careful when you feel like lashing out at someone. It's better to be kind than to be anger or let anger drive you out of your mind. Next, charity begins at home. It's easy to get angry with someone who did something bad to us or something that we interpret as being bad to us. It's human nature. However, you need to remember that the mistakes of one person could have been your own. For example, a driver suddenly cuts you off in your lane. You, of course, get angry. It's dangerous to cut in. You could have been at risk. However, you escaped an accident. So the feeling should be gratitude and not anger. People make mistakes. It's human nature. They may not have seen you in their blind spot. They may have had to swerve to miss an accident and swerve in front of you, knowing that there was enough space for their car to fit. So just take that in, okay? Now, a lot of us practice meditation. It's essential to a peaceful life. So if you find yourself ready to blow your top, even for the smallest reason, you stub your toe on a chair in your house, manage it as soon as you're able. Meditation can help you. It creates a lot of positive changes for you. It calms your mind, helps you to focus on the now. This means that any mind clutter you may have is swept away. And that includes post-anger traces that can lead us to resentment or a desire to get even. Regularly meditating can help you achieve peace of mind and lightness of spirit. Next, and one of the easiest things to do, take a nature walk. Begin in nature and being in nature. Viewing scenes of nature can reduce anger, fear, stress, increases pleasant feelings. I have a plant that I keep in my kitchen window that I got from my friend Roger before he passed. It was in his condo and it was dying. He just said, take it home. So I named the plant Bonita, which is Spanish for beautiful. And every day I take her leaves in my hand and I caress her and I talk to her because that reduces my stress. If something has happened to me during the day, it's easier for me to let go. She's blooming. She's growing new leaves. She's happy where she's at. And it's been scientifically shown that when you speak to plants in a positive way, they respond in a positive way. So get out in nature, use nature in your house. If you have a plant in your house, talk to it, name it. You know, it's a living being and it can help you. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, go vent. It will help. Nope, it does not. Venting won't do you any good. You're like, wait a minute, I've been taught all my life that venting is wonderful. Nope. It's like having hot molten lava on a sore. People say it's the easiest way to get rid of anger. Nope. Try to vent on a stuffed toy or a pillow. I've tried that. It makes me angrier. And I want to hit the pillow even harder. Venting worsens your anger. The more violence you release, remember I talked about energy, guess what bounces back to you? Anger is not like water that you release from a tap where it flows down the sink. It's more like fire. It's naturally, it gets harder to put out the more you stoke it. Venting stokes your anger. So please avoid venting. Get out in nature. Now, people say, oh, it's weakness to let go of anger. No, it's not. No, it's not. Leaving the situation that makes you angry is not an act of weakness. It takes a lot to turn away from a tense situation. It's like turning the other cheek, only this time you're doing more. You're actually avoiding a blow up. Some people think that backing off of anger or of a situation lessens their stature in the eyes of other people. I really don't care what other people think. I'm going to do what's right for me. And if there's a situation that's making me angry, I'm going to back away and walk away from it. Because you know, that other person could be relieved that you chose that dignified exit rather than slugging it out through words or actions. And guess what? Even as you use, we're capable of doing both. You know, you did the noble act of walking away. There's nothing to be ashamed for, especially wanting to have peace. Now, another thing you can do and I don't know how many of you do this, is to seek guidance from a spiritual guide. My friend Tina is my spiritual guide. We do card readings for each other. We talk to each other about our spiritual beings and what's going on in our lives. A soul struggling to cope with life while in our human bodies on earth can sometimes be tempted to think that we're alone. And that is why I need to fight for my own good. Nope, not true. I'm not alone. Giving in to anger and letting it run away from you is not the path to spiritual growth. Learning how to manage your anger, on the other hand, brings out positive emotions within you and lets others feel and experience those emotions. Now, if you find this hard to do so, you can ask for help and guidance from your spirit guides. Instructions from me about contacting your spiritual guides, you can do it during a psychic reading. You can just meditate with your spiritual guides, depending on whether you have spiritual guides that are in the spirit world or you have physical spiritual guides like I have here with Tina. Various situations can cause anger. A leading cause of anger is a person's environment. It can cause stress, financial issues, abuse, poor social or familial situations, a loss, various types of loss, which I will cover in that segment when I talk about loss in this series. Overwhelming requirements on your time and energy can all contribute to the formation of anger. I have a dear friend of mine who is a Buddhist monk, and he loves doing for others, but every now and then he overdoes it and his anger pops out. And it's kind of cute because it's very rare to see it, but when it pops out, you're like, he's doing too much. You need to go take a break and go rest and sleep and do good things for yourself. Go play with your dog. So please remember some of these suggestions of spiritually handling your anger. Put the one or ones that work for you into practice. Any questions or comments?